If you're looking at making the jump to a cloud brokerage, I'm sure without a doubt that you have seen Real Broker and eXp Realty. And in this video, I'm going to describe from personal experience at being at both brokerages and why I moved to eXp after being at Real for only a short period. And I'll also give you like what I found that was good, bad, and the truth from someone who's actually done it. So let's go. What's up, everyone? My name is Cameron Hodge, a real estate agent here with eXp Realty. And on this channel, I talk about everything as I go through my journey being a new agent and all the good, the bad, and the ugly that I find, as well as being there for those that are looking to make the move to eXp Realty. I always am having reach outs from call, text, emails from people that actually they're on the fence. They get where I'm coming from my point. You know, I'm not some guru. I'm not some fancy person. Like, I'm on a journey. And for those that kind of feel the same way I do, like, I'm always having conversations with them and I absolutely love it. So if that's you, do whatever you need to do. I have your back when coming to eXp Realty. So I always see, I'm sure you've undoubtedly seen it if you're on this video, when you're searching YouTube, you see tons of people comparing Real Broker and eXp. And I feel like a lot of them have never even been to either brokerage. Like they've been at one or the other and they're just bashing the other one for no reason at all. It's just obnoxious. Especially if you're a new agent, like sometimes they're comparing things. You're like, man, I'm just trying to find a good fit with, just trying to get my feet off the ground, let alone like comparing all these crazy numbers, whether either be like a crazy recruiter or like this is the new thing. It's just a lot that goes on. Also, you also probably see a lot where people are saying, oh, why I went from eXp to Real. Well, I went the opposite. I went from from Real Broker to eXp, and I'm not going to cover why. So important thing to know is kind of why I went to Real Broker. Man, I just cannot talk today. I'm going to leave this in. So when it comes to making the move to Real Broker, I was at a different national brokerage that was gaining, momentum. And I just had a different fit where I just feel like I wasn't getting like where I wanted to go in the industry. So I had a trading group that I had spent tons of money to join initially, and they had made the switch to Real Broker. So I'm like, you know what? That sounds awesome. Because I heard everything eXp is terrible. Like, it stinks. Why would you want to go there and recruit as your only job instead of closing real estate? So I went to Real. And I'll be honest, like, I can see why people are moving there. It's the new thing on the block. Like, eXp is established. A lot of people think it has a negative connotation to it, but Real Broker, they're new and they try and push that they're there for the agents. They have a lower cap. Overall, you're paying slightly lower fees up front. They still have the rev share option, but they specifically say that, hey, we don't promote agents advertising or just trying to recruit. The rev share is there just to promote, agents joining and kind of help give another income option for the agents. And also in the beginning, the rev share for them is actually a little bit more competitive. And then let me know in the comments below if you really want me to go deep into the revenue share between Real and eXp. There's a lot of videos out there, but I'm happy to go an in-depth video on it. I just feel like for this video, I'm kind of getting into my personal experiences, like being new and being at both brokerages. So with Real Broker, I didn't really have any issues up front, but definitely I think the biggest thing was like I went independent. So I didn't go on a team, which already like it was probably not the smartest move, but it really ended up being the best for me because I learned so much in that pain, and that's just how I learned. I gotta fall down the tree and hit every branch on the way down, if you know what I mean. So if that's you too, then hey, well, welcome to the family. So, but I started to learn real quick. Like I just wasn't feeling like the culture was there. So what's funny is like there's only similar difference. Like eXp and Real both use like some same systems, like SkySlope for transaction management. Real uses Chime for their CRM. You still have to pay into that if you want it. eXp has KV Core, which is a big player. Personally, I prefer KV Core. Chime wasn't bad when I used it, but it's kind of negligible. It's kind of like whatever. CRM's like, what's this? You know what the best CRM is? The one that you use. That's the best one that fits your style and you use. So but I hit a big difference right away as I started to realize, and I didn't know this was eXp had anything different, but I started to realize like, man, like for California, like we only had one broker for the whole state. And the broker of the state was awesome. Like I definitely one of the best people I had at Real Broker was him. And he just, helped a lot, especially when I made the transition, had some transaction issues with those that were still under Real Brokerage before I made that switch. But when I realized, I spent, an earlier video talking about, moving states, which if you're considering moving states, that video, I'll put it right up here for you to watch. But I described how when I made the switch to Florida and I was getting licensed before moving there, I ran into an issue where I was, trying to communicate with Real Brokerage, and I just wasn't getting fast admin support to get my license active. Like, it was done, it was approved, and I'm like, hey, I just need to hold it with a brokerage. You have to put it on the roster under the broker. And I got no response, and I was like, I can't wait. So I reached out to someone who was already kind of talking to about eXp. And it wasn't a sales pitch. It was just like, look, man, like, what are you trying to do? Like, it wasn't even like joining eXp. It's like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, oh, I'm trying to do this. Like, this is where I feel like I'm strong with, like, I'm doing this and this. Is like, well, we can definitely help you, but you have to make a decision. And I was done right there. I was like, yep, I'm doing this. It's kind of how I do things. Like, I already did all my homework, and I don't wait around. Like, I made a decision and I went for it. And I have not regretted it since. So making the move to eXp, what I found really quick is because they're more established and they're larger, which I think is the really only thing that it really has over Real Brokerage right now, currently, is the admin support is a lot larger because they have more funds to hire that admin support. So in each state, you'll have a managing broker, and then several brokers underneath them that's helping do all the support. And also they have different emails, like if you need DocuSign and all this stuff, where with Real, I was just sending it to one email entirely. And it was just kind of a mess. Like, I'm sure it'll get fixed over time, but being new, like, it's already hard enough to trying to get this industry understood. It's like hard enough having to add admin issues on top of that, being independent. I'm sure if you're on a team, it's a lot different because you have experience. The team's going to have its own support to work through it. It's just kind of negligible. But when I did that, like, boom, 2 days. eXp had me onboarded, done, ready to go, and I could start transacting business in Florida. It was absolutely insane, and I'm super happy with it. And any issues I've had in the future moving forward, it's just having eXp World, where you can go inside the world and you can walk around. You can go to a broker room and get immediate support from your broker by pulling a support ticket live right there. Is absolutely insane. And it changed the game for me, because a lot of times you're like, I don't have an answer. I'm independent. Like, I don't have an answer. Like, I can just go to eXp World, pull a ticket, boom, done, and get an answer. And also, one thing that was amazing as well, Real, because they had low brokerage support, like the weekends, I wouldn't always necessarily get an answer from the state broker. But with eXp, there's always a broker on call for the weekend, which is just awesome. Like, I was in the military before. Like, it's kind of like duty, right? Like, someone has to be on call for the weekend to handle any emergencies that come up, which is how it should be. And I love that concept, and it absolutely has helped me in certain situations, along with others that I know I've met in the industry under this company. So, but moving forward, I think one of the next things that people try and attack is like overall cost monthly. So Real Brokerage does have a lower cap, and like the initial fees that you pay, like you're getting a 5% more in your split right off the bat, regardless of who you are. You also get a way lower comp level to hit, where with eXp, obviously you have to hit 16,000, and Real Broker is like substantially less than that. I'll have up here in the video as well as I'm talking, both of them show up. So yeah, but Real Broker has that initial fees that are less, which up front looks awesome. And also, when you look at the revenue share, Real has a stronger rev share in the first couple tiers. And a lot of people were like, well, Cameron, obviously, like, I'm not trying to recruit people for a living. Obviously, like, you're in real estate. Like, we're here to do real estate, and I love this industry. It's still a ton of pains, but like, I'm not here to recruit either. But what I do love is helping people. And what's funny is even after being part of eXp, like, I even had some people like, oh, why'd you make the switch from Real to eXp? And I had that conversation, and all of a sudden, like, like, someone wants to join, be a part under me and everything that I have to offer, and the courses that my upline provides so much value down. Like, this is what I want, because I'm not really recruiting people. People just contact me. They're like, hey, like, I want to learn more about what your area provides. And I just tell my story and see if I can help them. And if not, I'll gladly turn people away. It's like, no, man, like, honestly, like, I think you should do this because I found benefit with that, and that you should do that instead. Like, but over the long run, eXp does provide a lot more value to you. Now, speaking on that, they both have training that they provide. They both have like mentorship programs. eXp is obviously a little more established because they have more agents in their company that can do mentorship for your local area. Real, it'll expand and get there. So I'm not sitting here like all people do, like, oh, Real smaller, it's a wannabe. Like I'm just telling you my opinion and like the real truth that I feel about it. is like, sure, like I feel like honestly, to be honest, a lot of people that are moving from EXP to Real, they're not always big names. Some are, big producers. A lot of times, like they're medium sized. They're definitely the next level that I want to hit. But from talking with them, they're like, oh, I made the switch because, this is the next thing. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but since I got out of the military in 2018, like I spent a lot of time hopping on the next thing, and it always burnt me. But now that I'm actually sticking with something for the last couple of years, like I'm starting to see progress grow. Because guess what? It all requires work and pain. Like there is no next thing, especially if you're starting off. And that's just my opinion, like it or not. I mean, let me know in the comments below if you agree or even disagree. I'm happy to have that conversation. But, Real, like obviously not promoting recruitment, it's great, especially if that's your value. And you're like, I don't even want to associate with a company that has bad eggs that are doing that. Totally understand. But when I joined that line in Real, I realized I'm like, there wasn't any immediate value being provided. I think there was a meetup in Vegas talking about, hey, everyone in our downline can meet up. I'm like, I got 2 kids. Like, it's really like, I'll go to like major events, but it's really hard for me just to stop everything. It's just like, they're not even school age. It's just a mess for me to be able to do that. Like I would like value immediately. And it also didn't fit where I wanted to go in my business and their style. But where I'm at now, I got a full YouTube course. I got people that are doing like, Chuck Fazio all the way at the top doing billions of volume in his real estate brokerage. Now he just trains agents and passes all that value down to us. My immediate, like Jesse Dow and the YouTube agents, like proven systems with many channels, producing solid teams and systems that they all give to you for free. Like you don't have to join them. Like everyone in the downline gets access to their courses and all that stuff. And then you even have like others in our upline that like, if you really do want to grow mega agent downlines, like they teach you, it isn't even just like, oh, this is how you recruit a ton of agents. It's like, hey, like you need to provide value to these people. Like you can't just recruit people and not provide value and help them. And that blew me away. Like being in a position where I could have access to those people. And like, even after joining right away, I was getting interviewed on a YouTube channel with my experience. I'm like, well, I'm just a new agent. They're like, I don't care. You have something to say. And that's just a culture that I find myself in with this company, which is why I really often ended up making the switch, is because it's not like everyone can talk about comp and like this one saves you money, this one's better. Like it really comes down to what do you want for your business? Where do you want to go? And do you align with the people that are doing it? Like if you align with someone at Real Broker, go to them. I'm not going to tell you not to. Now, if you want to go to EXP, then like reach out. I'm happy to have that conversation with you so we can kind of work out whether it's going to fit or not. And I can just tell you like, my personal experience in that time, in this short time, like what I have found was good and bad. And be careful of the bad eggs. There's people in EXP that you're right. I've met them and I'm like, I do not like this person at all. But it's the company and the mission you need to believe in, because even like major companies like Walmart, I don't care what big company it is, like no one's ever perfect. There's always gonna be bad eggs. But overall, EXP has allowed me to like meet people that like it being like really a no one in the beginning, just getting to meet all these people is absolutely insane, and like has helped me put a mindset into my business that, and really it kind of broke down a lot of walls. Instead of being like, man, I don't know if I can do this, it looked at it and be like, wow, I see the path I need to go. It's not easy. I see that it's hard and the bumps, but I can reach out to multiple people, schedule a Zoom call, and like obviously like they get benefit because they are in the rev share when I close deals, but that they should get an incentive. Like they're getting massive value in giving it to me. And it's absolutely amazing. And it's something that I always encourage everyone to do. And that's why I'm happy to talk about my journey and my experiences as I go along this. So if that's you, if you're on the fence or you're thinking of making the move to EXP, reach out, call, text, email, whatever you have to do. I have your back when coming to eXp Realty, or just giving you an honest opinion of whether you should or shouldn't. So without that, I will see you in the next video.